Hey guys, this is Zach Cummings, UFC welterweight, middleweight, and light heavyweight. Check out Hungover Hand Right.
Welcome back to Hungover Hand Right. Chad, Seth, Dylan, Jonathan.
I got something in my eye. Hola.
That's great. Thanks. And we're back on our top 10s. We're kind of enjoying these top 10s. I feel like we're having fun with these.
And you should too.
But we got a pretty interesting one today. Top 10 Rising Stars. Pretty open-ended.
Yeah.
But we put a rule on it. 5 UFC fights or less. That's the only rule. Everything else, it's up to you. So we're gonna go through real quick before we start, like we did last time. I want to say, everyone say like what their criteria was, what they looked at. I'm gonna start, and we'll go this way.
Okay.
Because I had a hard time with this list because I basically had 3 criteria that I was looking at, and I had a hard time deciding which one I need to weigh more than the others, and that was hype. Hype is a factor when it comes to Rising Star, because you're not going to be a Rising Star if the UFC doesn't like promote you. The other one was like actual UFC resume, like what have you done in the UFC, best win type thing. If you've lost, who did you lose to, how'd you do in the fight, and the last one was how much do I believe in you. There's some Rising Stars. I'm sure you guys can immediately think of one off the top of your head. That's a big deal in the UFC that I don't believe in at all. And so that was a factor for me too. And the hard thing about this list was like, what do I weigh more? Like, what's the tiebreaker here? Which factor? So, Dylan?
So I kind of use the term rising pretty loosely. Like, mine's going to have a few people that are pretty established and are known names. I pick people that are stars, but are still technically on the rise.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're established in their own right, but still they could go up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are they household names? Some of them, yes, but there's still more to go.
Right.
Potentially.
So
But yeah, just UFC record, wins in a row, who they fought, same kind of shit.
yeah.
I did mine based off of their record, their finishes, and who they've beat.
Finishes too.
Finish is a big deal.
Subs and KOs. How many, they've had in their 5 or less fights.
Chad?
I honestly went off of really not necessarily rising stars, but I guess top prospects. And I went guys that don't have a very well-known name, but are going to be heard of here soon. In my opinion, obviously. So they're guys that are less than 5 fights in the UFC. Some of them are less than 3. But they're guys that I've watched tape on, seen, and I think they're probably going to be making a name for themselves, especially as you get to the top of the list. It's going to be a lot different.
See, there's at least a few people on here that are have 2 fights, 1 fight, 3 fights that I wanted to be in the top 10, but I feel like personally I was like, I can't put them in the top 10 over guys that are established,
right?
That have
and that's where
push.
I went different. Was I didn't pick an established name,
Right.
Yeah.
already.
I like it.
Which is cool. Yeah, different perspective.
I want different shit, to be honest.
Who's going first?
Do we want to do reverse order here? The last 2 times we've gone this way.
I'm down.
We want to start with me.
We've been snaking. Do we want to keep snaking, or do we want to just kind of go in order?
I think
you'll
we
start
should
10, 9, 8 and go down, or snake.
I think we should snake.
Snack.
We skipped you once, but we just gotta
Yeah, well,
Seth's like, wait.
We just gotta.
I didn't say
I
six.
watched it and I noticed it and I was like, hey, skip Seth.
Yeah.
We just gotta use our brains.
We can
and-
snake.
We just,
We can snake.
we get heavy into this,
Let's go this way this time.
Start us off with 10, pussy.
And I really want to. I want to start because my 3 factors: hype, what have you done in the UFC, and how much do I believe in you. This person has arguably 2 of them. The one that this person doesn't have is the me believing in them in part.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of MMA fans are gonna rip me to shreds for having this guy this low.
Good. Kayla Harrison.
He's fat as shit. Yeah, that guy.
He's fat as shit.
He's fat as shit. Patty Pimblett.
Oh shit!
Damn.
He's got less than 5.
He's right
5.
at 5.
I didn't even. I completely abandoned him because I thought he had more.
No, right at 5.
Unbelievable.
If it makes you feel any better, he's not on my list either.
But I mean, the thing is it's hard to.
Here's my.
I know
don't shit on you
he's
for
been
that.
given.
He's a star.
He's been given fights that he's supposed to win, but also the names on his resume are kind of like pretty good. I mean, Jared Gordon, Tony Ferguson, solid guys.
Tony though.
And it's hard to argue with 5-0. I feel like I had to include him on this
And
list.
The Jordan fight was an absolute motherfucking snooze fest.
Yeah. I think the hype alone, I felt, and I hate this guy.
I don't believe in him whatsoever.
I think he sucks ass, but the hype alone, I felt like he had to be on this list, and the fact that he's 5-0.
No,
in the
he's a good
UFC.
person to have on the list that I just
Hey, he's got the personality. Everyone, he's got a huge fan base. Like, it makes sense.
look. I don't hate the guy. I don't, but I
just don't-
do agree with his resume.
It's
is
solid. I just don't think he's as good as what he thinks and what his fans think.
I wasn't even gonna say necessarily that it was solid, but because I mean, honestly, dude, that was not Tony. That's a shell of Tony Ferguson and Jared Gordon, and was a good one. But he pretty much lost that Jared Gordon fight. Almost,
It was,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
it
so
wasn't
it's
good.
like, I don't know. I agree. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Like I said, my 3 factors, he gets at least the hype part for sure, and then maybe the resume part,
Dude, he's
depending
got-
on who you ask.
My number 10
he's
got-
memorable, you know.
My
Yeah.
my 10 has all the hype, and I'm going to get shit on for having in my number 10.
Go.
Shara Bullet.
He's 10.
He's 10.
Wow.
But again, it's because I don't quite believe in the guy.
What do you guys think of that?
I think Bruno kind of, even though in a loss, he kind of didn't fully expose him, but it was like, come on, man. Like,
You have Shara as number 10.
I got Shara at 10.
That's wild. That's wild to me. But hey, I
Too
get
low?
it. I think he has him too low.
I have him at 18.
But that's the thing. I think our little bit of our criteria is a little different.
Yeah.
He's 13-0, 3-0 in the UFC.
2-0.
2-0, sorry, only 2-0. The Bruno one was Bruno is a fucking stand-up fighter. He's a kickboxer for the most part. He took him down with ease.
Yeah.
I know I'm beating a dead horse with this fight.
Yeah.
And
Chicoli's terrible.
he was supposed to win that fight, and he did.
Chicoli's terrible.
I don't fully believe in this dude, and that's why he's a number 10. But he has the hype. People are excited to watch him fight.
He has the hype. Again, my 3 criteria. He has one of them. Hype. That's it. Resume? No.
Resume's not
Do
quite
I
there.
believe in him? No.
Bruno's a solid win for me.
Yeah.
For your first UFC fight, I think it's a solid win.
Yeah, it is. It's probably better than like Patty's
Right.
first 3
right.
wins. But all right, Seth, 10.
Luana Santos.
She just won.
She just won, man.
She should be on everyone's list, except I forgot about her. But
Her booty should be on our list twice.
yeah, yes,
Each cheek on that list.
She is fantastic.
Yeah, just I
She
I
is
got high hopes for her.
See,
Fanny.
I like her.
Fantastic. See, marketability is a big factor.
Yeah.
When it comes to Rising
Look,
Stars.
she's beautiful.
And she is that.
Is she the most marketable currently?
3-0 in the UFC. Juliana Miller, awful.
All we got to find out is her personality going to match with her skills and her beauty.
So
And
basically, does she speak English? Is what you're saying?
pretty much.
I don't think she has to with an ass like that.
No, I think if her personality sucked, it would be better that she didn't speak English.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
right,
Pereira.
right.
Maybe. No, he seems awesome. Talk about my boyfriend. Like
No,
Luana
Pereira's
Santos,
he's
all
one.
right.
He's a bro, dude.
Yeah,
She's
dude.
a cutie.
Popping zins and jumping in the lake, bro.
he's one of the bros.
All right, Chad, 10.
Okay, number 10 for me.
This guy has one fight in the UFC.
No, this guy's 2-0 in the UFC. 10-2 overall. MMA record.
Is he fighting tonight?
He is not.
Okay.
He's got 31 years. He's 31 years old. Sorry, he's got 31 years experience in life. But he's a welterweight. He trains with Izzy.
Oh god, that's why he made the list.
Kevin Air Jusset.
Wow. I did not even.
Chad's reaching on this one.
I did not even consider him.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, that's why. But
even
also, my
spell him.
criteria is a little different than.
Yeah, and that's fine.
I did
you
not
took
pick
the
any.
rising part to an extreme.
I did not take. Yeah, I did. I got rid of all stars already.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was supposed to fight in St. Louis against Jared Gordon.
Mhm.
No, I
Jared
like. I
Gooden.
like.
Yes.
You're predicting the future over here with your MMA
I like
crystal
how
ball.
Chad's going about it though.
Yeah, I mean,
Said
Well,
2 good wins.
we'll
You know,
see.
obviously Keenan Song and Kiefer Crosby, but
That's exactly. We'll see.
yeah, that's
he fights like Izzy. He fights long. It's good with the counter. He's also a judo black belt.
he's from France originally.
Yeah.
He's 5 days older than me.
Does he watch anime?
Maybe. I don't know if he's China's.
That's
little
wow,
slut.
that's a bold one. Wow, okay. Do
Tell
we,
me, my list is going to be completely different than your guys's because you guys have stars that are already.
Well, some people
On
on my
there.
like my next guy,
It's
my
not
next
just-
2 guys are not.
it's not just
like
best rising. You know, best rising stars.
Yeah, rising stars, meaning that they're already
They-
becoming stars, not
You
already
think they
stars.
will be stars?
Hey, and
These guys have a chance. I went at it as a prospect look.
yeah, no, it's fine. Do we want to actually? I think we should actually snake it. You go again, and we go back this way. I
Okay.
think we should do that.
Oh Jesus!
Speed it
Okay.
Like
Okay.
it's like a fantasy draft here. Number 9,
Okay.
Chad.
Number 9, 30-year-old. He's 9-1-1 MMA record, 2-0-1 in the UFC. He's also known.
Draw?
What?
Is it draw in the UFC?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
He's a lightweight. Guy known for his toughness. He's also known as the Black Wolf. Nazim Sadikov.
Damn, I didn't even think of
Oh,
Sadikov. I like
Sadikov.
Sadikov.
I didn't either.
Yeah. Tough as nails, got power, very good grappling. I don't
Man,
know. I'm a
that
big
name-
fan of the guy.
I'm a fan of
I
Sadikov.
like him too.
I didn't even consider him for some reason.
This is a hard one of the hardest lists, honestly, because it's so.
I found
it's
it
so
to be
loose.
easier once I got rid of the guys that already have a name.
He beat
Well,
he
yeah.
beat Evan Elder, who we just saw win a fight,
Mhm.
and he he submitted T-Rex.
Right.
I mean, that's
and we
T-Rex. T-Rex is not that great, but he's a name. There's 2 good wins.
Yeah. No, I mean 2-0. He's young. He's gonna. I mean, not necessarily too young, but he's right in his prime. He's rising. He's tough as nails. I just like the way the guy
Went to a
fights.
draw with Slaviklaus.
Yeah, that's
Didn't that was like not right, wasn't it? He should have won that.
yeah. I thought he was slanting.
Was
on
that the
winning
crazy as
side of
fuck
that.
fight?
Huh?
Was that the crazy banger
Yeah, it
with
was-
Slaviklaus?
They went at it. They
Yeah.
went at
That
it.
was a good fight.
Yeah.
It was
was
on
a
the
good
Yuri Pereira 1 card
Yeah.
when
They-
I was in Germany.
They went at each other. I almost think that they both dropped each other at one point.
Uh-huh.
We just had a double knockdown here recently.
Yeah.
Who was that?
I forget.
I forget their fucking names.
It was
Person
on
UFC.
It was on. I found it doing research for something.
Simultaneous knockdown,
Yeah.
not
In the UFC.
knockout.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Not a knockout.
No,
they
I
knocked
know.
each other down.
I don't even.
It just happened.
Was I hammered?
No.
Was it when Frenchie was over here?
No.
I don't think
Was
so.
I hammered?
I don't remember that.
Number 9, Seth.
All right, number 9. I have Umar Nurmagomedov. It's 5-0 in the UFC.
That's a good one.
That
The
seems
one knockout,
That's
2
low.
subs.
That's low.
I think it's low.
It-
but I'm
it-
glad you have
It might be low.
I'm glad you have him.
He's got 2 subs, some notable wins: Brian Kelleher and Rayoni Barcelos.
See, this is a perfect example of what I was saying. Like
Because that left hook
he
against Barcelos.
Mhm.
he's a name, but he's ranked number 10,
Yep.
and sky's the limit
Right,
even
right.
now.
Oh yeah.
But it's like, will he,
This is
you
an
know,
interesting one because I think if
if he beats Corey?
you personally think that anybody, if they think that he's going to beat Corey, then he should be like really high on the list.
Right.
And
I
if
don't
you think
think-
he's going to lose,
Yeah.
he should be probably lower.
I don't think he's going to beat Corey.
I don't either. But
and
I
that's
have
why.
higher,
But he has a chance.
That's the test right
And
there.
5-0 in the UFC.
yeah,
He's got 1 knockout. He's got 2 subs. Like that's good.
this
The dude is on a good trajectory now.
he
right
got
now.
dropped by this Bexot guy.
Yeah.
who made his debut. Remember this Bexot? We talked about him.
Yeah.
He dropped Umar.
I don't remember that.
yes,
though.
he did.
Yeah, he dropped him.
I think Corey can sub him. I think he can knock
Umar's
him
a
out.
tough little bastard.
I think he can
though,
knock
man.
him out. And I think he can beat him by decision.
I think
with all his
Corey's.
skills.
I think Corey's stuffing them takedowns.
This is a hell of a
Yeah.
jump
He said,
for,
"Hey,
for Umar.
I'm gonna put your head in the mat."
Yeah, I think Corey goes,
Make
"Hey,
it
I'm
up.
about to beat Sean O'Malley and become champ, and I'm going to show the world."
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a
Could happen.
one-sided ass whooping, but I think it's going to be fairly competitive.
I mean, what happens when Umar can't
I
get
think-
takedowns?
Yeah,
Right.
Then
right.
what?
He's going to have to.
What's he going to gas out Corey?
He's going to have to
Hilarious.
figure something else out.
Is he going to hold him in the clinch?
I mean,
No.
we've seen Corey get subbed and shit
Well,
like that.
Yeah.
But we see Corey getting better and better every fight, and he's just
Yeah.
shows so much potential and so much heart,
Sand Fagan's awesome.
so much skills.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's the shit.
9 to Dylan.
Number 9, I have Rinya Nakamura.
Wow, that high.
Yeah,
A lot of hype. Good
a
wrestler.
lot of hype. Amateur wrestling background. 3-0 UFC, 9-0 overall.
Won the road to the UFC.
Yup, road to UFC guy.
Was he 2-0, 3-0?
3.
No, I
And
thought he's
he-
2-0 with a draw.
Not the greatest resume.
Not
Wait,
the greatest, but
draw.
no, he's 3-0.
I think
No-
I wrote it down wrong.
No draw. Yeah.
He's a wrestler, but
Oopsies.
he's heavy-handed. He throws them fucking
Yeah.
hands out there. He's exciting, man. I like him.
I think he honestly he could be more boring and be probably more successful.
Right,
But
I
he like
agree.
almost chooses to not be boring,
Right.
which is cool. I like that.
I agree, and I'm partial to the Japanese guys. I like the Japanese
They're
fighters.
kind of coming around.
Kind of a
right
little
now.
resurgence.
Yeah.
But
Speaking
I
of-
had that guy in my HMs. So.
HMs. Speaking of countries on the rise, my next guy is from a country that's kind of pumping out fighters right now, and like some pretty good ones. Chad, you act like you're from this country, and he's young. He's 25 years old, 3-1 in the UFC. Lost his debut, but is tough as nails, durable as fuck, good striker, really tall for the weight class. Daniel Zellhuber.
Ah,
It's a good one.
damn, that's
That is a
another
good
one
one.
I
It is a
slid
good
by.
one.
There's a lot of guys in my top 10.
There's going to be a lot of slippy
There
buys.
is, yeah.
There's guys in my top 10 that are undefeated in the UFC. He's not. He lost his debut to Trey Ogden. Looked horrible.
Mhm.
Ever since then,
On fire.
he's been on fire. And honestly,
He's exciting too.
he hasn't beat like
He stole my
names.
nickname.
Names, yeah. Like Bonata, Giagos, Prado, not like names that like casual
Blow your
fans are
hair
gonna be
back.
like, whoa. But like, those are solid wins.
Yeah.
And the Prado one was like a one-sided war.
I think I
Like,
picked Prado by knockout.
Yeah. He was trying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're
But
trying.
Zellhuber kicked his ass. In
He's
that
just
fight.
so long and lanky and just plays that game.
And I
dude.
think that's why I believe in
Also in my
Zellhuber
HMs.
as much as I do, is because he is so durable. Like, he's hard to fucking like actually crack.
right.
He can take
He
it.
looks like he's 12 years old.
Yeah.
He does. He's
Well, that fucker can
babyface
take a punch.
motherfucker.
All right.
8 again.
8 to me.
Yeah.
Okay. This is one that if you're watching this and you only are like, I watch pay-per-views or like most pay-per-views, all the pay-per-views, but I don't watch all the
Fight nights.
fight nights and all that shit. You probably won't know this guy. I bet this is on Chad's list too. He's from Brazil. He's 5-0 in the UFC, and he has wins over Jake Matthews.
Oh,
And-
I might have this guy too.
I forgot about this guy.
Yes. Thank you, John. Yeah.
I want to say the right people here. Jake Matthews, Max Payne Griffin, good
His-
win. Trevin Giles in his debut, good win.
Mhm.
Did I say 5-0?
Yes.
4-0 in the UFC.
I got this,
Michael Morales.
I got this guy a little higher on
It's a
mine.
good one. He's actually a guy that I skipped.
Really?
Yeah. I have a little scribble here that says you fucked up with Michael Morales.
Dude,
Yeah.
His
but I
last
stuck with the list because I like my list.
his last 2 wins are what got him a little extra bump on my list. Max Griffin and Jake Matthews are great fucking wins.
yeah, Jake Matthews especially.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's fighting Neil Magny in, what's that, August?
Yep.
I mean, nobody knows who this guy is.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And he's like 20, what is he, 25.
I tried to take age into consideration a little bit,
Yeah.
which is like a guy like Hyder Emil did not make my list
Yeah.
because
I
he's
kinda-
34
I kind of
already.
feel like I should have thought about age a little bit.
I'm not like just a little bit.
Right.
Like,
Like
right,
if they're over 30, I was like, you know.
Yeah.
It definitely helps with the rising star. Like, the UFC is probably not going to put the promotional dollars into you if you're 34 years old.
Right.
versus 24. You know,
Right.
Morales. I mean, again, nobody knows who this guy is, but he has solid. I mean, his debut, he knocked out Trevin Giles.
That's
Trevin Giles isn't like a world beater, but
Still,
he's
for
a
your
good
debut.
Tough
He's
guy.
a good win.
This guy's
Yeah.
resume alone, he bumped up a few spots.
All the guys
for
who have
me.
beat Trevin Giles are really fucking good.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna smash Neil Magny.
I think he is too. Unfortunately, I love you, Neil.
Neil needs. He's old man. He had a great run.
He just
That's
won.
the thing is with Neil, he beat Mike Malott. Like he was getting smashed,
Yeah,
and then Mike Malott decided, hey, I'm
Smash.
just going to get really
Smash.
fucking
Smash.
tired, and then
Absolutely
Lose.
Smash.
this is kind of an example of a guy. He's not even actually from Brazil. I said he's from Brazil,
Look at him, dude.
Ecuador.
Like Steve
from
Earle.
Ecuador. Okay,
What
but
is it with these guys coming out of Mexico, fighting out of Tijuana?
I love it. Keep them coming.
a lot of these guys that are 16-0 or 12-0 when they come to the UFC, they've only fought dog shit before
He's
that.
passed the test
He's
already.
already
Mhm.
passed all the tests.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's tougher guys
I'm-
than
I'm-
Jake Matthews, but like
Still,
you
that's-
you can hang in the UFC.
Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, 8 to you.
Number 8, my homie Azamat Mirzakhanov.
I didn't even think of him either.
Yep.
He
I
beat
didn't
Dustin
either.
Jacoby in Kansas City. We
He's
were there.
a fucking Russian destroyer.
Tiny little guy
5'10", I think,
at middleweight
at middleweight.
or light heavyweight.
This was my exception to the age thing, but this guy smashes people, dude. He knocks people the fuck out.
This was in Kansas City. Dustin Jacoby.
Holy canceled bouts.
Yeah,
He fucks on people though, dude.
6.
I completely missed that one.
That's one I missed too.
I'm missing a bunch.
I mean, he came in.
That's a good one. I like
Tefon
that one. That's
Tefon the
one I
Don. Tefon the Don's okay. Devin Clark's okay, but beating Dustin Jacoby in your third UFC fight,
And-
that's a big deal.
And you can say my homie Azamat.
Listen, I really. Hey,
Me and my homie Azamat part our sled out front.
John, let me-
All right, 8 to Seth.
my number 8 is. You guys won't believe it. It's Shara Bullet.
Mm.
So,
Chara, I mean, he checks the hype box.
was that your 10 or your 9?
10.
Okay.
He checks the hype box, and I feel like
He's got one eye. If you didn't know that,
he does.
Did you know that?
He hates
Technically, it has
PDA.
two eyes.
PEA.
PDA.
Oh,
Hates it.
oh yeah,
You
Ginger.
fucked up the fucking
Ginger.
couple.
that's fucked up. And he
But
also
that's-
hates fighting in America because he's never done that.
You understand,
Well,
that,
he
guy,
can't.
that guy was born with everything
Because of his
against
eye?
him.
No, I think isn't it something with like his visa or something? He can't
Listen,
come to America.
He cannot fight in America because no commission will allow that.
That's what I thought was because of
Because
his
of the
eye.
eye.
Because
Yeah.
of the eye.
Really?
He fights.
I could be wrong on
No,
that.
that's right. Because every time that he fights in the UFC, they're in another country. He can't fight in America.
Because Bisping like cheated that shit forever.
Yeah, he literally memorized the board, the letters.
It's like
But also, they probably just can't
commissions. Like he's 2-0 in the UFC. He's beat 2 UFC fighters.
Right.
So what the fuck's the problem?
pass.
Right. Right.
You know,
You know how
That's-
that
it's
goes,
so
dude.
stupid.
Also,
baby.
fighting with one eye is ballsy as fuck.
Also
Because if something
baller.
happens to the other one, you're out of eyes.
it's also
Yeah.
it's also baller as fuck.
I mean, okay, I can't stand him, and I think he's not very good.
Same.
But what he is good at is he can kick his ass off.
That's all he.
He's a
fucking
kicking
does. He's a
motherfucker.
kicking.
But what
ass.
if he figures out how to do one other thing? You're in
Yeah.
trouble because if you can kick that good,
I
you're
mean,
in trouble.
like
Gucci
his-
built
I
his
think
career
he's
off of
better
that.
than you guys are leading on.
No,
nah.
I mean, like he's very like footwork and like being explosive and all that shit. He's great at that.
His worst thing is
And he's tough as hell.
takedown defense.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, what happens
He's
when
gritty.
he fights?
If Bruno
a guy
Silva
that-
can take you down 3 times,
It's not
if not
good.
more, that's not good.
It's not good.
Because Bruno Silva, like I said, is a kickboxer.
And especially after we posted a reel talking shit on him,
Kick,
Dylan,
kick.
and everyone shit on us for it. I want him to go 0-27 in the UFC.
27.
So
Prove us right,
Yeah.
Shara.
I would love to see a guy fight that many times with one eye.
if he fought Jolton was probably like fucking him.
Yeah,
Litterbach.
yeah.
I mean,
I
'Cause he-
I was all over Luderbach's cock.
that Tricoli guy was horrible.
Yes,
and he lasted 3 rounds.
I was all over Luderbach's cock, dude. And he just had
Luderbach's
to
cock.
piss hot. Luderbach's cock.
Luderbach Scott.
Number, what were we at?
The professionals,
8
to
to-
Chad.
pretty good fucking nickname too.
The professional's cool. Yeah,
All right, so we're on.
he is a Russian murderer.
Okay, so we're on 8. For me, I have a 22-year-old flyweight. He is 10-1 in MMA record.
He's had one Contender Series fight.
3-0 UFC. This guy is known as the Fearless Josh Van.
Okay, cool. I honestly, as much as I like the guy, I slept on him as well, and he slipped through the cracks. He did.
Really?
Yeah.
Of all people.
I know.
You screamed his name.
I know.
What an idiot.
I know.
I had him at 15 only because the names on his resume, and I know you did your list different.
Mm-hmm.
The names compared to the people I have higher.
Yeah, obviously, if we all went off, I know that's why we got to like stick to like these are hard set rules.
Well,
It's tough.
I don't want
It's
to have
tough.
the same list.
Yeah, true.
No, we just have to just understand that,
I mean, there's going to be a couple.
Our lists
that's
are gonna be
a-
wild.
across the board,
Yeah. But yeah, I think I love the way he fights, heavy pressure in your face.
no, he's fucking great, man.
Yeah.
I think if people know how we created our list, it doesn't matter.
I think he's
If they know
about.
what we're judging off of,
Yeah.
He's only been in MMA for 4 years.
I think he's about to win in like
Is that
20
true?
minutes from now.
Like he started 4 years ago. Yeah, that's awesome.
Fuck.
He's literally
And-
fighting in like 20 minutes.
I also love that pick.
Number 7, Chad.
Oh, we're going back to back. I forgot.
Snake.
Okay, this guy, lightweight, 9-2 in MMA, 2-0 in the UFC. Okay, tough guy, well-rounded boxer. Also known as the Cannibal, Charlie Campbell.
Really?
Yep.
I'm having a hard time. Like,
Yeah, this is odd.
when you say the name, and I know how you made your list, but I'm having a hard time.
Dude, I'm
Like,
telling you,
not thinking like,
I'm
wow,
proud of
you
my
didn't-
list. I went
Yeah.
through and watched the fucking tape.
No, you did a deep dive.
Yeah.
I like
I'll be pumped for you if these all come true.
Yeah.
I like Charlie Campbell, and we talked about when he fought your guy
Trevor
Peak last time.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, Charlie Campbell got slept in Contender Series.
I thought
but
Campbell-
he was whooping Chris Duncan's ass.
Also, what a bold nickname.
The Cannibal.
It's like, I will eat you.
I mean, one of the craziest things I've ever seen
That-
was him on Contender Series.
That knockout. That
He was
comeback knockout.
killing
And
Chris
he was
Knockout.
just like,
Yeah.
Chris
I'm gonna-
Knockout,
I'm
Chris
gonna-
Duncan.
I'm gonna go sleep now.
Yeah, I grew up with a Chris Duncan.
That was crazy.
No, that's a good pick. I'm not mad at
He
it.
can box. He can box.
He's pretty well-rounded.
He trains with Aljo.
I thought
That's not a
Peak
good
was
thing.
I thought Peak was gonna fucking pour it on.
So he's
his
taking
ass.
really good like theater lessons and stuff like that.
Acting lessons. Yeah.
Cool. Good for him.
Next Academy Award winner, Charlie Campbell.
Right.
7 to
Boring.
Seth? Is it 7? Correct. 7.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, 7.
Okay, mine might be a little more on Chad's kind of way about going on this list. He's 2-1 in the UFC with 2 knockouts. Ikram Aliskerov.
Wow. He just got killed by Whitaker.
I know.
I don't have him on mine either.
Me neither.
He's in my 8 gems.
I'm not mad at it though.
See, people think he's like really good. Like a lot of people.
I mean,
I've never
he got
really
knocked out
thought
by
that.
Bobby Nux. Like that's not a terrible.
yeah,
No.
Kamzat.
I mean, what are we
Kamzat,
talking
but-
The same way.
here?
Man,
Yeah, but I mean, they threw him to the wolves. Poor guy, but we'll see what happens. He's still really. I think he's got a lot of promise, dude.
I think he does.
Like I've
How old is he? He's not very
31.
old. Yeah.
I think it's
could be younger, but
Yeah, he's in his prime.
Nah, he's good.
he's
31 at 185.
He's
Just
got
fine.
like a lot of hype.
he's just dude. He's surrounded by sharks.
yeah.
His whole career.
He's
You
got
know, believe it or not, he knocked out Phil Hawes.
Wow. Dude, there's literally never been somebody
hard to
that has
do.
been talked about more on this podcast than Phil Hawes. It is always him get knocked out by somebody.
Phil Hawes and Louis Smolka.
Yeah, well, fuck. You can't say
We
you
haven't
don't
brought
even
him
know
up
his
in a while.
name.
I know. It's burned into my brain now,
It
though.
has to be.
So this is one where it's like a lot of people really believe in this guy, and I have never believed in this guy. So it's kind of like a matter of opinion almost.
I'm kind of with you, John.
This whole list is just that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind that pick at all.
I mean, going from Worley Alves to Robert Whitaker, that's a little bit of a jump.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
tiny
yeah.
And
little
it was-
pond.
And it was
Little
short notice.
puddle,
He was
the
supposed
road.
to fight like the week before, so he had trained, but like it's a different opponent, you know.
Here's the thing: it's like when you, just like we talked about earlier, if we get a nice big slice of UFC humble pie and you
Helps.
come back from it, I think it helps.
I almost don't
Lot of-
mind that when that.
I mean,
happens.
even
yeah.
Usman got humbled in the beginning of his career, like a lot of guys do. Like
Yeah.
all these guys that go 13, 14, 0 in the
there he is.
UFC.
Speaking of Usman.
Hey, look at that. Oh, Marty.
And Lionheart and Den.
Din.
Or 7 to you.
7 to me. So this one I don't think it's really necessarily controversial. 4-1 UFC. The last loss was kind of fluky. We were like, what the fuck just happened? Vitor Petrino.
Wow.
All right.
Got guillotined by Lionheart early, and he was tapped and started laughing about it because he just got
He's
caught.
like, I can't
Because
believe
he
that
knew he
just
was going to
happened.
win
Yeah.
that fight.
I completely missed
I think
him.
you would have beat him.
He is-
26 years old, dude.
Yeah, he's on
And
my
look-
HMs.
This
Kid
is,
looks good.
this is my big fuck up on this list.
4-1.
I did not include him.
Took care of Tyson Pedro.
He's good, man. And
Pacquiao.
Yeah.
What's Pleasure Man?
pleasure, man.
And this dude can crack.
Oh yeah, and I think he just against Anthony Smith just was like, I'm gonna run through this.
I think he
motherfucker.
underestimated the
and
shit
it,
out of
it
him.
was in Brazil.
Yeah.
Like he was like trying to get something big.
Yeah.
Got all in his head. I wanted to kill this guy
Yep.
and rushed it. And
That's
Anthony Smith is a black belt BJJ,
not the best
What-
version
what
of
and
I-
has
Petrino.
fought the best in the world.
Right.
You know,
What I like about him, and I mentioned this on the preview show against Anthony Smith, is that he's like a big fucking tank,
Mhm.
but he doesn't fight like he's like some big.
Just musclehead guy.
Like he's not like trying to just go out there and kill everybody. Like he's really patient,
Right.
And he's kind of a thinker in there. Like,
yeah.
he fights like and uses fight IQ.
Mhm.
Obviously, the Anthony Smith thing didn't use a lot of
Even-
fight IQ in that one,
Yeah.
but
Even with that though, I felt pretty comfortable putting him in my top 10.
yeah,
He's in my HMs.
Dude, he's the biggest
I
thing
like
with
it.
me is he's only 26 years old.
that's
Right,
crazy.
right, right.
That
Got a
doesn't
lot
make
to
any
learn.
sense.
I have
26
guys in my
right here.
list that are like that because of that.
26.
That's
This
wild.
guy.
I didn't
here.
look like
Yeah.
that at 26.
He's a handsome son of
Believe
a
it or
bitch.
not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, close, but you know,
right.
maybe one less row of
You
abs.
just didn't have a beard.
Yeah, you didn't,
Yeah.
you didn't have the tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 7 to me.
Yep.
7 to me is a girl that I love and I believe in, and she's
Whoa.
5-0 in the UFC.
Whoa. Johnny in love.
Easy
I
there, dude.
love like as a fighter.
I don't know about that, dude.
And-
What you said is.
She can fucking
Yeah, tell me.
kick like a horse
Oh, I bet.
and check left hook for days.
Oh, my God.
She's fighting Jessica Andrade next.
Hey.
Natalia Silva.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Natalia Silva is nasty.
she is one of the chicks in my HM.
One of the HMs.
She's 5-0.
Got a lot of HMs.
Not gonna lie.
She's 5-0.
I know. I fucked up. Yawn.
Andrea Lee.
This is a
You love Andrea Lee. Kicked her ass.
Yep.
Viviane Araujo kicked her ass.
And she's a little cutie pie.
Guys,
She
some,
is.
some might say this is the hardest list we've done.
Yeah,
yet,
this is
to be
tough.
honest with you, because we just
Telling
not
you,
all of
her
us
Her
are like,
UFC
whoa.
debut, she beat Vicious.
That's pretty
That's
impressive.
pretty cool.
And she look at her. Just go up. Little cutie pie.
Yeah,
look
look
at
at
her.
cutie.
Little cutie pie.
I'm not even mad at those
Look
muscles.
at that bicep.
She can keep them biceps.
I'm not mad at them.
They're not going to scare me off.
Yeah. Only 27 years old too.
Yeah.
Still got some time.
Yeah, I mean, the Andrade fight scares me a little bit. Not gonna lie,
Well,
Little cutie pie.
but
Natalia Miranda Cristina Da Silva.
yeah. All right, we going 6 to me.
to you.
This is another girl.
Oh no!
Ew.
Back to back.
Back to back
sure?
chicks. Well, arguably.
Oh.
She's
She
a
blonde?
she's a whole 1-0 in the UFC.
Yeah,
Hey, well.
yeah.
But she checks off the hype box
Oh,
for sure,
all the hype.
all of it.
and the I believe in her box because
Yes.
her weight class is terrible.
I didn't
yeah.
at first, but now I'm a firm believer.
I think it'll be easy.
Her weight class sucks.
yes, the
Yeah.
most shallow division in the UFC.
Kayla Harrison.
Yeah.
There it is.
And she is one of the chicks that is not on my list because
That's wild.
You're allergic to rankings.
She has the
she's
least fights out of everyone,
and she's probably the biggest star out of all of them.
but she's
don't know.
not
I
reached the top.
But I'm going off of what I went off
She
of my
can
list.
Still rise.
I did not go to star. Of course, she can
Well,
become a bigger star
She
than
can
she is.
still rise.
But
I mean,
she's already a star.
Until you reach the belt, you can rise.
That's what I'm saying. My
That's true.
criteria was different. I went known names, and she was a big name. Is a big name.
So we were talking about Kamzat or Shavkat earlier.
Yes.
He's ranked 3. What's Kayla? What's she ranked?
3.
She's 3.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. And Shavkat is 6 fights in the UFC.
That's what, and I think that's what the difference is because
he should be on this list.
Yeah, but he's also like we've seen him more. Like that, your average fan has seen Shavkat more. Your average fan probably doesn't really know much about Kayla Harrison.
And they probably but the
I think
average
she's
fan,
like more on the rising side than Shavkat is.
they may have heard his name, but they don't really know who the fuck he is.
No.
It's all fucking subjective.
Yeah.
It really is.
I just made it, like I said, I made it easier with going less than 5 fights.
How old is she?
34.
I don't think
34.
it matters.
She is-
No, it does. It does.
She was 15-1 in PFL.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
This bitch is going.
She destroy Ronda Rousey in the Olympics? She beat her. She's the one who
Probably.
didn't let her get gold.
Is that
I don't. Did they actually
I don't-
compete?
Am I wrong about this?
I have
Please
no
look this
idea.
up.
I have no idea.
I said a bold
I
thing. I
remember
need to,
watching her in. I know I've said this before on the pod, but I watched her win gold.
or was done.
in the-
It was
in the
either that
Olympics.
or
like you actually watched it
It was
live?
2015,
It was either
2016.
or Ronda was ducking her and would not compete against her because she knew she would lose. It was one of the two.
I can see Ronda doing that.
There's something going on here with her and Ronda.
I don't think they ever actually competed.
I don't.
But I've heard her talk about Ronda before. Frenemies. They never fought in martial arts. Their careers.
That's an MMA,
That
but
doesn't answer that.
Did you say Olympics?
oh wait, here we go.
When they were both teenagers, Ronda Rousey, 18 years old, Kayla Harrison, 15 years old, faced off in a judo match. Rousey got the better of Harrison on that occasion.
18 versus 15.
Yeah, they were out of
Hold
each
on,
other's.
hold on. There's more to this, though. I'm telling you, it goes deeper than that. Anyway, we are getting off the rails here, but I'm pretty sure that like she was gonna smoke.
Could you imagine a 15-year-old Kayla Harrison?
Oh,
I bet
wow,
she
we're
looks
watching
the
it.
exact same. Is that? That's Kayla with her back
That's-
taken, and that's
That's
Ronda.
Ronda.
with her back.
That's her.
Ronda being a
Her
cunt.
her mom's probably in the corner just screaming
Bleep
her head
button.
off. Her mom's probably holding a gun over there.
Kayla's getting fucking manhandled.
It doesn't look good for Ronda right there.
She's just such a bitch.
We
All right,
know her so well.
Who we on?
You said Kayla, or no? Yes, you said Kayla.
Kayla at 6.
6 to me. We talked about him before. Welterweight, 16-0, 4-0 UFC. Michael Morales.
Michael Morales. Nobody knows this guy,
No.
but they're about to.
No.
Uh-huh.
No, he's a stud. He's a guy that I literally said you fucked up.
For not having him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't change it because I liked my list, but
Idiot.
he'd be on my list.
6 to Seth.
This one's, we already talked about this guy, so we can kind of breeze
Michael
past
Morales.
it. Josh Van. It's my number 6.
I
like him a lot. I got a lot of, and I'm
Big
going.
Josh Van fan.
This is it's off of kind of John's criteria. He's like, I have a lot of faith and I believe in him.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And he's fun, dude. He's
Yeah, he's-
exciting.
yeah, he's
fun to watch.
likable.
Man, the thing is like, there's no, at least the way I did my list, there's no way to have him higher than Michael Morales. Michael Morales beat Jake Matthews.
Right.
I
I
told you,
forgot about
Michael Morales
Morales,
is my 6, just sheerly off of his resume.
I had Josh Van outside of my
Well, I did
top
initially, but
HM, as Chad would say.
10. Yeah, no, HMs.
HM.
6 to Chad.
But if Van wins tonight,
no, you
that
can-
helps.
You can
Oh,
have
yeah.
one of mine if you want.
And if he would have beat, if Van would have fought Tagir Ulanbekov and beat him, he's in my top 10.
He's up there.
100%. 6 to Chad.
6 to me. Okay. Got a 27-year-old. Okay.
Okay.
He is a lightweight. 10-1 record.
you have a lot of
In
lightweights.
MMA, 1-0 in the UFC. Okay.
at number 6.
1-0.
At number 6.
Wow.
Because of the way what he did to the guy on his debut. And just I don't know, watching his tape and everything, he looks badass.
Okay.
Okay. He is known as One Shot. Mauricio Ruffy.
Ruffy. I like Ruffy.
He beat the absolute dog shit out of Jamie Malarkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Markey be getting the
And
dog shit
your
out of
debut
him.
against
No,
Markey?
that's a great debut.
That's a solid debut
Yeah.
for
Great
sure.
debut.
And he trains with Baralho
Mhm.
and Gian Silva.
Yes. Great with counters. His hands are fast as fuck. and his takedown defense is great.
Kind of looks
Cool
like Connor
name.
in there a little bit.
Yes.
Got the
One
Connor.
cool
Connor
look,
stance.
cool name.
One shot is cool.
Yeah, cool
He
nickname.
fucking
How old is he?
beat the 27.
7?
He beat the
28
brakes off of fucking.
He's 28,
Malarkey.
you idiot.
Yeah, wrong.
Oh, fuck
June
off,
17th, 28.
Yeah.
He beat the shit out of Malarkey.
No, he's good. I did like him a lot. I didn't know him until obviously his UFC debut when he fought Malarkey, and I was like, this guy, like, Malarkey can't touch this guy.
No,
Hey,
I mean, it was
and
nothing.
guys who start their career off with flying knees, that's usually a good sign.
Look at
Yeah,
this.
no, I just like him. And I
Alex
will
Pereira,
also say
Lot of
John
white
Jones,
right here.
ever heard of him?
Yeah.
my
there's
list
none,
has a lot of bias in it because when I was watching these guys, I was like, "Fuck, I like the way this."
You just
guy
don't like the
fights.
ghoul.
I didn't. Well, fuck, it doesn't matter. I didn't like him. Got his ass whipped.
You hate the ghoul.
Lids.
But fucking, I like the way this guy fights.
Yeah.
I want to
So,
see Malarkey whenever he's
Has to do with
75
John's
years old.
kind of criteria of
he won't be able
belief
to see him.
and everything. I believe in this guy. This guy's nuts.
Or see nothing but.
If I made if
What do you- that'd be
I
more
made
accurate.
just a belief list, it would be like nobody ranked.
All of his wins are knockouts.
No.
That's a loss.
I know.
Idiot.
Number, where we are you rolling
5?
5, Chad?
Oh, 5 for me. Okay. 25-year-old. Record 17-6.
Trump got
Those
shot.
losses were early in the career. He's 1-0 in the UFC. Okay. I said that he is a light heavyweight, known as the Mountain Tiger.
I don't know who you're talking
Mountain
about.
Tiger.
Ming Yang Zhang.
What? Who is that?
If John doesn't know him and you have him at 5, that's crazy.
No, these are prospects, dude.
The Mountain Tiger. Ming Yang Zhang. Rising Star. Zhang. This is a Will Ferrell skit, bro.
Zhang.
Okay, I mean,
Zhang.
he knocked out Hibero.
That's all, though.
I mean, that's not
He's
bad.
1-0 in the UFC.
That's all.
7 of his last 8 have been TKOs, knockouts.
I feel like Chad's number 1 is going to be a prospect.
See,
the
this
UFC
is like-
He hasn't lost in 4 years.
This one
That's a
officially
good
makes your
accolade.
list pretty weird. Like
What?
your list.
I
is
told
weird.
you mine's different because it's prospects. You guys went with all the big names.
I mean, I would have laughed way less if he was your number 10. You know?
That's crazy.
Well, no, if you go off of, if I'm going off prospects, then he's a good prospect that I believe in.
I mean, he's literally only 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in a row.
All
Yeah, he hadn't lost in 4
in
years.
China?
Michael Morales is, what, 16-0?
Yeah, I missed the guy.
Idiot.
I said I fucked up.
I miss Michael Morales.
That's out there.
All right, number 5 to
That's
Seth.
psychedelic. That's radical. Number
I don't
5
think so.
to me is Raul Rosas Jr. 3-1 in the UFC, 1 KO, 2 subs. He's got the whole. Listen, the biggest part is the kid is the youngest ever fucking
The
UFC
age.
fighter.
The
Yeah,
age.
the age. I do not believe in him. I don't necessarily like him. I don't have a lot of faith in him.
He's an HM for me.
But he is clearly, he's trying to do the whole fucking. What does he say?
Something
I don't know
stupid.
what he
Something
says.
awful, and I hate it.
Chee-wee-wee.
Chee-wee-wee. Yeah, and
What
it's
is
just
that? What is
he
that?
said it's
He
just
said
an
there's
inside
something
joke
him
with
and
his
his
best
buddy.
friend, his 18-year-old best friend. They have an inside joke. And he said, "I bet you won't say it." He's trying to, yeah. So I don't like the guy, but he makes the fucking list. And you know what? Look, he could easily be, and to be where he is, looking the way he does, and being as young as he is.
C-Rod
It's
put a
just
fucking
wild.
halt
I
to
mean,
that shit.
No, listen,
like-
I think he's going to get exposed. Don't get me wrong, but
He's on the same level of promotability as, I don't even think that's a word, but I just made that up, as Verna.
yeah,
Yet they are promoting the fuck out of him.
right.
I mean, I
Right.
would
Verna's
much
way
rather-
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're promoting the shit out of
Well, it's
Rosas.
because he was 17.
I think
Yeah.
he's better at being promoted than Verna.
He's got a
Speaks
more
English.
he's got a more fun personality.
He just got a speech impediment because he's got a
This is
huge
where
underbite.
this is where I really lean into the whole star
Yeah.
part of the.
Yeah, I mean, he checks the hype box for sure.
But also, we don't know. The kid could get. He's gonna get humble pies for sure. That's
Yes.
gonna happen.
Oh, he already did.
C-Rod.
Right, but he's gonna get real ones.
Yeah.
Real hard ones. And then will he come back from that? And then come back 10 years from now and still not even be in his prime at
Not even
28 years
30,
old?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the skill. I've said this for a while. Like, he's got the skill set, like, starting out to be, like, really good.
Yeah.
like if you're like a guy who's just, I mean, Pereira's kind of like breaking the mold a little bit here, but like most of the time, I feel like if you come in as just a straight striker,
Yeah, anything. Really.
you're in trouble.
Yeah.
He's coming in like his only thing is wrestling, and he can just start adding to that.
He's got jiu-jitsu, and he's got a decent hands for a kid.
What I'm saying is that he's starting out with the right skill set, I think, to be successful.
Yeah, a good foundation. Yeah.
I have him at 17 because of his wins, and because I don't believe in him whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't believe him whatsoever. And like I said, just like when Dylan said, he's 25 or 26 or whatever. Or wait, who's your guy? Who's your youngest guy? And you leaned into his age.
Morales?
22? Who's the youngest guy on your list?
I didn't have Van. Oh, let me look.
Zellhuber, Morales, that's who I had. Young guys.
Anyways,
Morales was probably the young guy.
Point being, like, that's one of the reasons why I chose Raul.
Yeah,
it had to have been Morales. Oh, no, wait. Yeah.
And another thing is, like, his style doesn't really let him take a lot of damage, which I think really helps him.
Oh, yeah.
If he's just a straight kickboxer who's 17 years old, and he's eating punches, it shortens the career.
You don't need that young dude.
Like Chase Hooper. Don't be a Chase Hooper.
Yeah.
Even though he just won, and that was crazy.
That was stupid.
Fun. We were there.
5 to me. 5.
Wow.
Everyone's gonna have him higher than me, but Peyton Talbot.
Yep.
I have him at 5.
The kid's fun.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say my 5.
That's
It's the same.
Okay.
Resume not there.
Not there.
Yep.
Hype
is there.
Yep.
And
Painted
I believe
fingernails
in him.
is there.
Huh?
Painted fingernails.
The style,
is there.
likability is getting there. Nina starting to throw him into some funny.
Question-
His social media presence is there.
Get ready to
good.
bleep this out.
good.
Questionable sexuality is also there.
That's there.
His mom apparently is hot. Never seen her, but apparently his mom's a MILF.
I believe that. He's got terrible tattoos, but I can get past it.
The circle tattoo's odd. I'm sure it has a meaning behind it that we don't know.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Strange.
Super odd.
Has there ever been a more like 0 to 100 as far as the promotion part? Because I felt like
Sage Northcutt, maybe.
But Talbot beat Tracy Cortez's brother on Contender Series. And then he fought Nick Aguirre in the UFC.
No one cared.
Nobody cared. And then as soon as he knocked out Cameron Simon, the UFC just
Maybe
they just came all over the place.
That's also a really good win, man.
It is. Maybe it's because
Cameron Simon was on a hype.
They went crazy on
maybe
the
it's
promotion.
because UFC was like thought super
something.
highly of Cameron Simon.
They see, and I think that too.
They did. Yeah.
I think that too. Because Cameron Simon was that guy, but now all of a sudden Talbot came in, and now
and Talbot's what, 25?
He's young. He's 26? A kid. He's young.
I almost
25.
I almost hate.
He's a good-looking kid.
I almost hate that he fought Giannis Gamori last time out, because that means absolutely nothing to everybody. Like, he knocked out Gamori in 5 seconds or whatever. That's like his least good
Terrible
win in
picture?
the UFC.
That's an off picture. I mean, he's exciting.
Like,
I think he's fun. He's fun to watch, man. I think he's going to get some really good wins under his belt.
you beat Cameron Simon, and then the next
You go down.
Yeah, but look
you
what he
fight
just
like
did to
somebody-
the French dude.
I mean,
he just wrecked him.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
he's 12
That's
and
like
2, though.
way less of a name than
It
Cameron
is.
Simon.
It is.
Giannis is 12 and 2.
But that's
though.
not his fault. You know?
And I think Giannis is like actually okay.
Right.
But like as far as the fan perspective, you kind of, I don't know. In my opinion,
If
you
switch
lose a
the
little bit
order
of the
of them,
luster.
How do you feel about if you switch the order of those?
That's what I'm saying. It would be better that way.
So
I
that
agree.
was your 5, and
That's
that was
my
your 5.
Yeah.
Yep. So John is to 4 now.
Or 5-0 in the UFC. He's going to lose his next fight. He's currently ranked number 10 right now.
Yeah.
Umar.
Yeah.
Nurmagomedov. I think Corey beats him.
I think
Umar is your 3?
4.
Oh, you're 4.
I think he does too, but it's tough.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
I just think, Corey.
I just don't think it's going to be as tough as everybody thinks, man.
Yeah,
I think Corey's going to fucking handle him.
Corey, like 2 fights ago, I'd be like, okay, I think Umar.
But when that fight
then
got
all of a sudden,
announced-
Corey just like wrestle fucks Cheeto and
It does whatever he wanted.
When Corey was coming out saying like, "Yeah, I'll fight," and we were all like, "Oh, that's a huge fucking risk."
Yeah, and
Well,
he
still
went
is.
up in
It
everybody's
still is.
list, and then it got canceled because of Umar, and then now he's like, "Oh, I'll still take it. Bring him on."
like Umar would be probably
You know why?
two or three on my list if I didn't think he was going to lose to Corey.
You know why I think Corey is so eager to take this fight is because he is a guy that nobody wants to fight, but I think that he knows that that's his door to get to fighting for the belt.
Well, it's like
He beats Umar.
you scratch my back, I scratch your back, you scratch my back.
That's what I'm saying.
For the UFC.
Exactly. I think they can
Like,
be
like
I
the
think,
whole Dustin St. Denis thing.
I think they could put Corey in there. I think Sean beats Merab, and then Corey beats Sean. I'm saying it now.
I could see all that happening.
That's my prediction.
I think Corey's got a better shot of beating Sean than Merab for sure.
Ooh, you think so?
Yeah. Yeah. Corey's been beat by Peter Yan.
Yeah.
Merab whooped Peter Yan's ass.
Yeah.
But Umar, 17-0. It's hard to argue with that.
But O'Malley's never fought a guy his size before.
No.
Right.
Corey's his size.
And I think Corey's a much better athlete than Sean.
I think so.
Sean's got that fast twitch too.
He
though.
does.
Aljo was
definitely
heavy
does.
guy. He wasn't necessarily as tall, but he was heavy.
Who?
Oh yeah,
Aljo.
no, Aljo thick, but I mean like a tall, lank, like he's
Yeah.
never fought anybody that has the same reach advantage on him.
I think like today's Corey can hang in the fast twitch speed department.
Yeah,
He can, but Sean, I wouldn't call one or the other a better athlete. I think they're pretty
I
fucking
think
close.
they're pretty similar on the quick, like
Yeah.
Similar in the
athleticism.
quick twitch, but like who's stronger? I think it's
I think
pretty
Corey
easily
is. I think
Corey.
Corey is definitely stronger.
Probably.
I think his wrestling's
Probably.
better for sure.
Uh,
I don't
but-
think his jiu-jitsu's probably as good
Corey's
as Sean-
wrestling's better than
Sean's.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
you're
Magomedov,
about
I
to
was
be
like, what?
retarded.
no, I was following.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
No, yeah.
I mean, but the thing,
My brain said Nurmagomedov.
last thing on
No.
Umar, like again, Umar got dropped by Beksat Almakhan.
I don't put too much into that.
Yeah,
though,
it's-
'cause
people get clipped.
dropped.
People get clipped. They get dropped.
It's part of.
But I mean, this was like a short notice UFC debut guy.
A guy
You're
he
supposed
wasn't
to whoop
supposed
his
to.
ass.
I think that's even more of a reason for him to get dropped.
I agree. Because you do not think it's going to happen.
I
It's
just
not even in your
think-
cards.
I mean, I'm basically like counterpointing my having him at 4 right now. But like, I think if somebody can stop the takedowns, he's in deep shit.
Yeah.
and he's not Khabib. He's not Khabib.
No.
Until we see that.
Right. But I agree.
I think we're
don't,
about to.
listen, I don't have any faith
Where we
in
at?
Umar.
4.
4 to you.
4 to me. We all know him.
We all
We
love him.
don't really know. He's got the hype. Resume's not quite there yet.
No Bickle.
No Bickle.
Oh,
No
that's
Bickle.
your 4?
Number 4.
That's pretty low, I think.
I thought I was kind of a little high on him.
Really?
He's obviously got the wrestling pedigree to get there, which is
At least he's on the Rushmore. I'll give you that. He's on the Rushmore.
right. I think sky's the limit for this guy, dude. And he's got a knockout win. If he can put everything together, and like he don't have to be like a killer on the feet, but as long as he can defend and implement his wrestling game.
But he's also got the UFC going. Anything else you need, sir?
Exactly.
What else can I do for you?
That's great.
What can I do for
That's great, though.
Hey, Dana's going to come over to powder your ass here in a little bit.
That's great.
That's what he's got.
Now,
You know why? Because they're like, oh, yeah, we'll put you in UFC 300. Yeah, we'll give you $300,000 to beat this guy.
yeah.
That's what.
Guess where that goes? Into his training, into his camps, into his nutritionists, into everything.
He's a worker. Like he's gonna work.
And he's going to use it.
I think he's one of those like super coachable, fast learner type guys.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he's only going to get better from here on.
This
Agreed.
is a guy that checks 2 of the 3 boxes for me. The only one that doesn't check
You don't believe in him?
Resume.
is the resume.
Oh,
Cody
I
Bondage
believe
is a
in
solid win.
I believe in him
it's not his fault, though.
a lot.
The resume.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
'Cause
like,
his resume
for
in
this
wrestling is
list.
insane.
Yeah.
I
UFC resume not there, but I believe in him.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of hype.
Cody's a solid win, I think, for your 3rd UFC fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because Cody's been around the block. He's been a UFC guy for a little while.
And it wasn't like easy.
No.
Which I think is good.
I think it's kind of worrisome, but also good at the same time. I think it's eye-opening for Bo. Like, oh, shit. Like, these guys,
But
there's going to come to a point where
And after that fight, you saw him. He was pissed off.
he was.
But
he was.
and when I see Bo, he reminds me of one of those psychopaths to where if basically like if something doesn't go his way, whether it was detrimental or not in the fight, and if and it gets to his head and it bothered him, I think he's one of those psychos that so it'll never happen again.
kind of like a Sandhagen.
And kind of like a Sandhagen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
exactly. And he's got that it factor, that win factor.
Right.
And he's got just all of that crazy psycho confidence deep within
After
him.
talking about all this, I kind of wish I had him higher now, to be honest with you.
I think dude, he's real deal, bro. Everybody's been preaching his
I
ass.
was a doubter as fuck.
Yeah,
like
I
I
got
thought
second.
this Val guy from LFA was going to come in there and like maybe clip him.
When I started,
And that did not.
when I first doubted him, which shouldn't, I can't, is not right to do, is to doubt him on his very first UFC performance. But it was the fact that his jiu-jitsu looked so sloppy.
It was not.
To
But
critique
dude, that's
him.
his third fight.
No,
Fourth
I
fight.
was talking about his first one in the
That's-
UFC.
his fourth
But
overall
also,
fight.
like, what happens?
just-
What
it looks
happens if he
gross.
doesn't get the sub? Like, are they gonna sweep him? I mean,
Right.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah,
Right,
no,
right,
nothing's gonna
right,
happen.
right,
You're right. Yeah, he's still gonna win.
Yeah.
It's
This-
just, man. There's no, I hope he.
And this is who Michael Chandler is talking about when he said that Samo doesn't beat American wrestling. That's this guy.
It's just his wrestling is
Because
like the
he
most fluid
beat a-
ever.
No, because his wrestling is that good.
Yeah.
Like we obviously haven't seen him against, anyone with
Yeah.
that kind of. You know what I'm saying, though?
I think his record is going to be comparable to a Damian
Chandler
Maia.
was talking about him,
No.
or
I'm
you're saying in
that's-
general.
That's an example of
Yeah,
what
yeah,
Chandler was
okay,
talking
okay.
about.
I think Bo Nickel is going to be the American Damian Maia, but not jiu-jitsu, but with wrestling.
Yeah.
I think that's what
And
he's gonna
I
be.
think he can knock people. I mean,
I think
obviously,
he- I think he
he
can knock
knocks
people
Val
out.
Woodburn out.
Hopefully
Not a
with
great
better
win,
striking.
but
He's fucking jacked.
I think
hopefully.
dude, you got. I mean, Khabib Connor. Look at that situation. Obviously, that's like probably not going to happen. If they fight 10 times, it's probably like one time Khabib actually drops Connor.
that was the last
But
thing Connor thought was going to
the
happen.
threat of what Bo Nickel can do to you is going
Right.
to lead to him knocking the shit out of people.
Right.
100%. Somebody's going to get caught.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Where we at? 4 for Seth?
Yes.
4 for me. Don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it because it's Peyton Talbot.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan, and he's a fun kid, and that's he promised.
I think he's so good.
Yeah, I think he's really good.
You guys think he's
Yes.
I think he's got. Dude, he just looks so fluid and confident in there.
in? Okay.
He looks real
he's
good.
really durable too.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
The Reyes Cortez one, Tracy's
He
brother.
looks-
He
he-
took some damage in that
He
fight.
looks passionate when he fights, and
Yeah.
I like that.
Maybe I'm sleeping on him. And he kind of resembles Ben Henderson a little bit.
Kind of
Yeah.
a little bit, maybe.
Not the way he fights, but the way
Not
he
the way he fights.
All right.
He's creative, and I like that.
Soapener? Soaping?
He's kind of like a skater.
never mind.
He's like a skater hippie kid.
He was a skater,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
She said,
Corbin
"See you
Blue,
later,
dude."
boy.
Corbin Blue, yeah. High School Musical. All
Shout
right,
out
go
to
ahead.
Avril.
Yeah, he's like that. He's the skateboarding friend you want in your like skater punk crew. You know?
Of course. Yeah.
He's gonna go shred rails and then beat the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
all the
Shred
all the
rails.
security guys, dude.
He's going to shred
Yeah,
rails.
there are no security guys. We're Talbot skates.
4 to Chad.
All right,
Somebody we've never heard of.
Rob Dyrdek had Big Black.
Someone we never heard of.
Peyton
Yeah.
Talbot had Peyton
No.
Talbot.
Yeah, he just beats the
This
shit out of
guy's
Big
already
Black.
been mentioned. 29-year-old, 12-0, 2-0 in the UFC. Known as the Bullet. Sharma.
God, you got him too high.
That's high.
You got him way too high.
Again.
I'm high.
Again.
Got him too high.
He sucks.
My list is different than yours because I don't have stars already.
But this is also what sucks.
We have
though.
stars that can rise.
But this is what sucks about.
I went essentially prospects that can.
I'm not
become
mad.
rising
I'm not
stars.
mad at it, but I still think even
I'm
with
not
three-
mad at
He's
it all.
the closest thing to a star that you probably said at this point.
Yeah, well,
I still
he
think
is.
he's too high. But there's guys he's named that are better than him.
Definitely.
Ming
But
Chang
I think that
Ding.
Ming
you-
Chang Ming Mountain Tiger.
I think that's just your bias and getting in the way of it.
I mean, he's definitely like a big deal though. Like,
this is what
people
I'm
are
worried
like,
about with Shara is the fact that he can't fight in America, so therefore he can't ever get close to breaking any sort of gates.
At some
and
point,
making money.
he will fight in America though.
Well, we'll see.
Well, time will
The
tell.
If
UFC
he gets that
the
high, they will find a way for him
The
to get to
UFC,
the
like,
States.
they kind of know what they're doing with this stuff.
I'd hope.
Josh Van's
They'll
up.
find a way.
3 to Chad.
Fight Island. You ever heard of
3
it?
to me. Okay. This guy is 26 years old. He's 13-1-1 in MMA, 2-0 in the UFC. He's a lightweight.
You
And
love the lightweights on this
He
list.
is a guy that John mentioned on my list earlier,
John had him at 27.
but it's a guy that he mentioned. He thought he was guessing the right fighter, but he didn't.
Okay.
Okay. Mytek Beck Orobai.
Yeah,
Huh?
the caveman looking guy.
Caveman
okay.
looking guy. 2-0 in the
See
UFC.
Clay Guida?
He's had a hard time in a couple.
He's
of
a
his
heavy
fights.
Look at that
pressure
ginger
guy.
fuck, bro. Look at that guy.
Super
He's
well
shredded.
rounded.
He's a beast.
Got good hands. His biggest downfall is he gets tired. He will blow his fucking wad.
How do you spell his name again?
ORO.
Yes.
No, like the first name.
Oh, MYKTY.
What?
That ought to do it.
MYK. That ought to do it.
On any search ever.
Going back to, I want to see him real quick. Okay. Yeah.
That motherfucker. Mongolian. Stupid Mongolian.
Hold on.
What a name.
Not a shitty swim.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he looks like a fucking monkey.
A caveman.
He does, bro.
He does.
He's got Neanderthal
Yes, he's a
written
fucking
all
monkey. He
over.
looks like a monkey.
A monk.
Yeah, I mean, man, this Elvis Brenner fight, Brenner, like, basically Charles Oliveira was sitting there with Brenner when he's cutting weight and was like, I don't care
Go up.
if you die or not,
Scroll
you're
down.
making weight.
Right there. So he's 3-0 in LFA, 2-0 in UFC, and 0-1 in ACA. What the fuck is that?
Absolute.
Championship
come
Akmat.
on.
And he lost?
And he lost.
I don't know,
It's a
man.
decision.
He lost to a guy that was undefeated, though.
Okay.
Brenner looked horrible in this fight and went to decision with him. That's my only issue with him.
I think
Medic.
that partially because of that is because Oroboy got tired. Otherwise, I think it's a mauling.
Your list is giving me a
It was in
headache.
Brazil. In Brazil, they're not great with air conditioning in their
Dennis.
arenas.
Yeah.
That was the Petrino Smith card and all that shit. Pantoja and Urseg.
Yeah.
No, the guy, this guy, the way he fights, he's heavy pressure in your face.
Yeah.
Has good hands, well-rounded guy. It really, literally, the only thing against him is he will blow his fucking wad real fast.
Number 3 to Seth.
My number 3, right? Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kayla Harrison. We already talked about her.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. I know 1-0 in the UFC is tough. But
She just has
come
like I mean, I don't want to say easy, but like her path to winning the belt,
is easier than anybody else
like
on this list.
anybody that's come over from a different organization, like a major organization, like Michael Chandler, has had a much tougher path.
Not
Yeah.
her fault.
I know, but
Be better.
I'm just saying, like,
But also,
that's-
she's also on the same
that's
path.
a good thing.
Right.
Like, she's gonna
Yeah.
win the belt.
Yeah.
You know why? She's on the Henry Cejudo path. Out of the Olympics, into MMA, dominating in MMA, and then just going dominating UFC.
I mean, but she fought in like at a good organization before.
Right.
PFL,
Yeah.
good.
She only went 15-1 there.
I know.
So
That's
but
I'm saying that
but
she's
Henry went straight to UFC.
right.
Yeah,
I'm
so
saying that
if he would have went to LFA, he would have been 15-1 too.
the fact that she's coming into an easy division, easy quote unquote,
But way harder
is a
than,
good thing.
and way harder of a division than any PFL or LFA would have had.
Yeah, maybe. But basically, like, she's going to be a star.
Yeah.
Because she's going to fight Raquel Pennington for the fucking belt.
And she's gonna
Raquel Pennington.
wreck Raquel Pennington, dude. She's gonna wreck her. That
And then
poor-
Amanda's probably going to come back, maybe, and fight her.
Raquel Pennington.
That's who you got to do. That's who you got to deal with in her weight class. Which is
know, Kayla just like looks at her and is just like, wow, like I'm gonna fuck you.
Yeah. Ever heard of wrestling?
yeah.
Ever heard of getting laid on top of?
All right, number 3 to me. He's a little guy, believe it or not.
Whoa, you psychopath!
This guy is
That's
established.
sacrilege.
Yeah,
You're
a sicko.
this guy's established. He's ranked number 3.
Oh, I know who this is.
You know who it is?
I got him
17-1 UFC.
Oh, he's rated number 3. You can't be on here.
17-1, or no, sorry, 17-1 overall, 5-0 UFC.
Okay, this is.
Yeah, but he's
this
ranked
isn't
number
who I
3 though.
thought
You
of then.
can't. John says you can if he's ranked number 3. He's already a star.
Amir Albazi.
Yeah.
But he's not like
He
a
hasn't-
household name. He's not like a, oh yeah, of course, I'm a huge Amir Albazi fan.
I like Albazi. My problem with
You know
him.
what I mean?
My problem with him is he beats Kai Kara France, and he's supposed to fight Moreno. Pulls out of that fight, and then we haven't heard a peep out of him.
Well,
Where's he been?
he's too busy being in Iraq somewhere. He's the Iraqi prince.
Yeah, but he lives in like somewhere else.
Yeah, but
doesn't
Iraq
he?
is chill right now. There ain't
He-
nothing going on there.
He lives in Las Vegas, Nevada. Where's that at?
That's deep in the desert.
No, but like when he beat Kai, it was a close fight. You know,
But still, that's a
pass the
huge,
test.
huge win.
It is. And then I was like, okay, Albazi's like, he's fighting at that time. Was it probably Moreno was the champ at that point?
Probably.
Or Fig or something?
Yeah, one
I
of
was
the
like,
two for sure.
Albazi's got to be next, right? And then he like didn't fight.
He fought on Poirier McGregor too.
But fuck, he beat Kai just what, a year ago? Like it's
Yeah, a
not
little
like a
over a year.
crazy
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
Well, he needs to.
I mean, the Moreno cancel bout was when Royval beat Moreno in Mexico. That was supposed to be Albazi. And then Royval was like, it was like a big thing for him. He beat Moreno. So like, point being is that Kai or Albazi, if he beats Moreno there, he's getting a title shot 100% instead of Steve Urseg.
Wait, Urseg should be on this list.
So I don't know. I think
Maybe he could be. Maybe he's dealing with an injury, or
then it's
we
got
don't-
to be something
we
like
don't know
that.
what's going on. But
I think the reason I left him off the list is because I feel like there's literally zero hype around him right now.
there's
Yeah,
not, a lot,
you
there's
never
not
hear
a lot
him.
of hype. But this was more of like my performance based side of shit. Like he's number 3. He's not super well known. 5 in a row, UFC.
Yeah, 5-0 is
One
is
loss
undeniable.
from wherever that was.
Shorty Torres.
Really?
Yeah.
But anyways,
Brave.
This was more
Brave.
resume heavy for me.
Yeah. All right, 3 for me. We've already talked about him. Bo Nickel. I think he's got the hype.
Yeah.
I believe in him. Doesn't have the resume necessarily, but
I did not believe in him early on.
yeah.
I'm always questionable about just a pure wrestler.
Mm.
I think, like we said, I think the work ethic's there.
Oh, 100%.
He will work.
You can tell his hands have gotten
I
better.
think he's a fucking sponge, dude.
Yeah, he will always fix his problems and come back better.
All right, 2 to me.
Yep.
I feel like I'm shocked that nobody said this yet, and I kind of think that nobody will say this. I know you won't. He's fought for a belt.
He's fought for a belt.
Fought for a belt in the UFC.
It's kind of a big
Oh,
deal.
I know who you're talking about. He's the reason why he's not.
Urseg.
Go ahead.
Steve Urseg.
Ah.
Steve Astro
Listen,
Boy.
I thought about him.
No, he's
Yeah.
in mine. He would have been at the top of the list
If he didn't fight for a belt.
But it's like he fought for a belt
if
because
he
there was
wasn't
no one
already
else.
created.
but
himself.
he fucking almost won.
Yeah, no, I know. And then he had a great win before that.
How many fights does he have? 5?
He's 4-1, I think, or 3. He's 3-1 in the UFC.
Fuck.
3-1.
That division's
but hold
kinda
on,
light,
though.
though.
You're telling me that you have
Yeah,
faith and
but-
promise in the guy that he's going to go on to be a superstar, like you feel confident in him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look what
Oh yeah,
he did against the champ. I
Yeah.
mean, he lost 3 rounds
I
to
know,
2, and
right? But I'd also
He's gonna
don't-
beat
But I
Kai.
don't believe that. I don't believe that the champ.
Correct me if I'm
should have
wrong,
been the
but a
champ.
lot of people thought he won.
yeah,
Some
he
people.
fucked up and took Pantoja down
Yes.
Yeah.
in the
And
5th
then-
round.
if he doesn't do that, he
He-
probably wins.
Yes.
He beat himself. in
Yeah,
that fight.
Right.
I think the skills are there.
And he admitted, he said he
And
didn't
he's
realize
Australian.
how good Pantoja was at scrambling.
so
Important.
I love
Put
Australia.
another shrimp on the bobby.
Again,
Urseg's going to beat Kai.
Oh, Austria.
I feel like UFC
Good night,
resume. Like I think him losing to Pantoja, the way he lost to Pantoja, it like equals your resume is good.
Oh, and it's only Pantoja that he lost to.
And I believe in him. The hype maybe not there as much,
It's not like blown up yet,
but it could be.
Yeah.
I hope it does. He's a likable guy for sure. He's a family guy.
He's gonna beat
quiet,
Kai.
he's chill.
Number 2 to me.
No, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, did
Yeah.
I say 3 and 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We talked about him. He's
Spit it
one of
out.
the obs.
Umar,
Umar.
Yeah. Well,
he's gonna lose to Corey.
We don't know.
Maybe.
We don't know.
he's gonna lose to whoever's after Corey.
But if he does not lose,
My number 2. My number 2 happens to also be one of my favorite guys in all of the UFC, all the weight classes, all the
Alexander
everything
Gustafsson.
right now. Yes. Yeah, he's a new upcomer. he's fucking killing it.
Rising star.
He, out of his only 2 fights, he's taken down both DC and John Jones. No, it is. He's 4-1 in the UFC. He's got 2 KOs, 1 submission. Notable wins: Pat Sabatini and Dan Ige. It's Diego Lopez.
Okay.
I love Diego Lopez. I love him.
Diego,
I love everything about him.
Wait, hold on. How many
He's-
fights does he have?
I just said 4-1.
He has 5?
You did not put him?
No.
Oh,
That's
my
crazy,
God.
Dylan. That's crazy.
I don't have him either.
I thought he had more.
But because your
of
list
my-
is
yeah.
different, yeah.
Fuck.
That's a crazy.
That-
Yeah, I can't believe that you completely.
I'm surprised.
That's
Let's
wild.
restart
that
the
you,
list.
That's the fact that you completely
He was-
missed him is wild.
He's the first person I put down on this list. He's the first person I wrote in my phone.
Diego, I'm sorry.
I'm going to go ahead
that's
and,
tough.
I mean, now that we're talking about it, he's number 1 for me.
That's
And
my fuck
and he
up.
fucked up on Gay Garden Saucy too. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
man?
I know.
Who is
I know.
so
2 to you.
2 to me.
God damn.
Well, since
it.
we already
We
mentioned
can't
Diego,
kind of
Diego's one for me.
okay.
Okay.
Well, we don't like we can blow by him on me.
I didn't
guess.
even search his name because I thought he had well more than 5.
Well, that's
I mean,
what
maybe
I did.
fact check sometimes.
I know.
That's what I did
know,
with.
I know.
Who did I do that with?
I could literally replace him with anyone.
I did
on
that
my
with
list so
fucking
far.
Oh yeah.
one of these
With
guys.
Diego, literally, he's not on my list.
Fuck.
But I said if I went by your guys' criteria, literally Diego's at the top of the list.
He's
Yeah.
number one honorable
Literally,
mention.
Diego is number 1.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Diego
Literally
fucking,
wrote that on there.
this
But
guy
for number 2
slaps.
for me, guy we already saw, we already talked about is Bo Nickel.
Number 1.
Okay, 1 to you with the
Number 1
prospect
for
list.
me.
I'm interested in this.
Number 1 prospect guy we already talked about, Peyton Talbot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You kind of. I like your 1 and 2.
Diego,
I mean,
I went
it's
off prospect.
If
so
it's
that's
like
different
not
criteria.
ranked prospects, that's pretty.
is Diego your
pretty good.
1?
Yeah, I just said Diego. He's my 2. My number 1 is Bo
One.
Nickel.
Oh, sorry.
Bo Nickel.
Bo Nickel's my number 1.
All right, my number 1 is.
But I like Diego more than I like Bo Nickel. I
number
never more
one-
than all these guys.
My number 1's Kayla Harris.
All right. Yep.
She's going to be champ, and she's going to be champ for a while. As long as she chooses to be champ, that's
Yeah.
Whenever she retires, unless Amanda comes back,
that's the only
which I think she will.
that's the only one.
I
But
think she will.
she's got all the skills. She's been
The
around.
1-0 part kept her lower
Yeah.
for me. I mean, dude, Diego Lopez is 5-0.
Here's my
But
thing.
also, we chose to just now do this list. If we would have done this list next year, then that would.
Here's my
better.
thing though.
Yeah.
With her, she fought 1 time in the UFC, and she is already number 3. Is it a shallow division? Yes, but she's already number 3.
But she's also on all of our
And
feeds all the time.
I think,
and her first UFC fight was against Holly fucking Holm.
but I think
which is awesome.
I think
Insane.
Diego Lopez being 5, or I guess he's 4-1. He's not 5-0.
He's 4-1.
But in
Lost his
a
debut, correct?
tough,
Evloev.
the Evloev. But I think a guy being
Dude,
4-1 in a
fuck.
tougher
That's crazy.
division,
I'm sorry, man.
I thought he was
means
gonna be your 1 or 2.
more.
I fucked up.
a guy in a tougher division means more than someone getting fast tracked to the top of an easy division.
She's not purposely being fast tracked though. Do you know what I mean?
It's
I know,
not her
but
fault that it's that bad.
but you've
I
been
get-
saying this
I
for
agree
3
with you.
weeks
We
now.
always talk
It's
about
not,
this
it's
when it's a-
not
when
their
it's a
fault, but
When it's a women's division though.
I know, but it's like
She's not being purposely fast tracked.
it's not. But when we're comparing resumes, there's just no way around it. Even if it's not their fault or not, it's like the better resume is the better resume.
I think
think
I
why
agree it's
I-
situational.
I think why I have her at 1 is because of the potential, and it's like almost undeniable what she's going to do. I know you never know what's going to happen, but it's going to fucking happen. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying, but I agree with John that the resume.
No,
I
yeah,
think it's like
undeniable.
what you've done versus what you can do.
I think the
It's what
resume
you've
I
is-
done.
know.
What
I'm
wouldn't put
going
her
with
as
a
number
lot
one.
of what ifs here,
Yeah.
but she is going to be the
But-
champ.
but
Josh
wh-
Fan just got knocked
Oh,
down. No! Whoa!
All right, I already said it. Diego Lopez, 1 for me.
That's.
Let's talk about him.
I mean,
He's my boyfriend. He's my boyfriend. I'm having a huge crush on the guy.
Just look at the. Yeah, he lost his short notice UFC debut.
Hell of a fight, though.
Hell of a
Almost
fight.
fucking won it.
He's beat Dan Ige and Sadiq Yusuf. I mean, that's
Also-
that's better wins than anybody on this list.
Can we shout out Dan Ige?
For being a G.
Yeah.
G.
Fucking
3
Here's the
hour
thing.
notice
He was-
or whatever it was.
He was already in camp
For
to
somebody
fight.
else.
Yeah, but fuck, you get the call at 4 o'clock. Hey, we need you to fight tonight.
But to be honest, he won more than Diego won that night.
Yeah,
I would agree.
yeah.
I mean, the UFC
To take him to a decision as well.
Yeah. That's
Also,
awesome.
with Diego, for me, it's like you look at his actual skills. It's not like no Patty Pimblett like sucks at striking.
They're real.
Yeah.
They're real.
Diego
Yeah.
Very
knocks the
well-rounded.
shit out of people,
Does whatever he
submits
wants.
people.
Does whatever he wants. He's got champion written all over him. And you know what I love about his personality? He reminds me of a small Junior Dos Santos. and I love
Wow.
Junior.
Small JD.
They have a very similar like vibe to them. They really
Right.
do. If you think about it,
He does seem like a really cool,
just
like
a
corner guy, too.
happy-go-lucky, joking around, friendly guy.
He's one of the coaches and cornermen on Tough.
Yeah, he just like kind of wants to be like not the center of attention, but
Right.
like
but he
just
can't help
is.
himself, and he
Right.
just fucking is. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like seems humble.
He's just too good.
and his haircut.
I love the haircut. I love the hair.
So we started with one for you.
I haven't said my number one yet.
Are we
but
going back this way then?
I'm already done.
I've already said my one.
I haven't said my one
That's
Oh,
part of the snack.
Where's your one then?
because I didn't go back to back, or I didn't say back to back on accident.
Okay.
Oh.
We already a guy we already talked about is Peyton
Peyton
Talbot.
Talbot. No, I thought you said that.
No, you
You
did.
said
I might
that.
have.
You
Okay,
said
then
that.
I might
You
have.
already said it. He said
Peyton
it.
Talbot's one. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's it then.
All right. Well, we got.
but
let's
if
go
I
honorable
went by your
mentions.
guys' criteria, Diego Lopez is my number one.
Yes.
I can't do my honorable mentions because they don't do them in the 5 or less. But there's 2 guys that have to be
Okay,
talked
so
about at least.
I got a couple.
Let's assume that we're all going not Chad's criteria. We're going like just 5 or less. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter ranking.
Yeah,
Nothing.
my honorable mentions go by like all of your shit too. So
Okay.
I'll have a lot of the similar shit.
Did anybody have Joe Piper top 10?
Yes,
I did not.
I did
You
not.
did.
Well, I did, but I fucked up in my list when I was.
Okay.
He's
but,
in my HM.
He's my number
Joe
1.
Piper's 11 for me.
He's my 11.
He got his ass kicked by Hermanson,
He's 4-1.
Humble
UFC.
pie.
but he's got the potential
Oh,
to
yeah.
do it
Four
for
and
sure.
one.
Chad, I feel like you will like this one. He's from Mexico. Manuel Torres. You know who this is?
I don't have Manuel Torres.
Is he Miguel's brother?
Hold on.
Miguel on hell?
Yeah.
No.
I don't
Ma-
think I have him.
Tisha's brother.
Real quick, I just we don't have to talk about him for long, but I want to shout him out. 3-0 in
7
the
knockouts.
UFC, 3 knockouts in the UFC. Frank Camacho, Nick Moda, Chris Duncan.
Yeah.
3-0 in the UFC, all knockouts in the first round.
Well, rear naked. Chris Duncan.
Okay, dropped him.
No, I know who you're talking about now, but I don't have him. So that's one HM that I miss.
Karine Silva blew a girl's knee out.
I don't have that one.
4-0 in the UFC.
Forgot about her.
Didn't have her.
You,
Are we
you know
all,
what I'm talking
are we
about?
each name? Yeah, I
Foxy
know what you're saying.
Cleopatra?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
When you said blue girl,
Are we all naming some HMs? Or
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
had Rosa as an HM. Rosa Jr.
Raul.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like 11?
yeah. I had him at
I didn't list my.
I had him
honorable
at 17.
Yeah, I didn't list my HMs either.
I had
I feel like
Hyder,
that's a little low.
Hyder Emil was another HM.
We'll see.
Right. He's more of a we don't know yet.
Him or Korean Tiger.
Another one that no one's gonna talk about, or probably like not ever, is Robelis de Spain.
He looked so bad.
That
He looked
got
like
derailed
I'm
real
just saying,
fast.
he looked like shit, but look at what he did before that.
He beat
No.
Parisian.
I'm talking even before that. He's got the potential to. He's old.
I mean,
He's not going.
Mr. Khabib sucked regional scene fight dog shit guy.
I have
over
a good.
here.
I have a good honorable.
Pull up his record. I just want to see what the record of the guys that he's fought.
He
If
be-
they're all cans, then you're right. But if not, then let's just see. He was not going to even be relatively close to my list. I just put him down as something we could talk about for an honorable mention. 0-0, 0-0, 0-0, 1-0. Okay.
Okay, I got a good one.
But still, though, like, come on, man.
I mean,
No one does that.
he's nasty. Like,
50,
when he
19
wins, it's
seconds
bad.
in 3 fights.
yeah.
Like, that's wild.
Gabriel Bonfim.
Yes. He was
Yeah.
one of mine as well.
What is he? 3-0.
I
in
didn't
the
actually put him
UFCO?
down.
No,
but
he lost.
2-1.
It's
Getting ready to fight.
2-1.
2-1.
He's got 2 subs, two honorable victories. Trey Waters, Trevin Giles.
Trevor Giles, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Trey Waters, we were there.
Yeah.
One of the best fights I've ever seen in my life
Yep.
was a Trey Waters fight.
Yeah.
I got a couple that I will name off. Obviously, the big ones that were in my HMs because they're different than yours. They were on your guys' list. Obviously, Diego, Steve Urseg, shit like that.
Yeah.
Other names that I had on like my prospects that are coming up that had like 4 to 5 UFC fights were like a Mike Malott, Rinya Nakamura. I had Victoria Dudikova. She's chick.
I know that.
Victoria.
I also
Jesus.
had Themba Grimbo.
He was on my first list.
He's on there. I also have Marcus McGee, Chepe Mariscal,
No.
Morgan Charrier.
Sorry, yes.
Charrier. Chepe beat Charrier.
Did he?
He beat him.
Did he?
He beat him. Bogdan Guskov.
Mhm.
He's on there.
Yeah.
He's number 14 for me.
Yep, I had there. Joe Pfeiffer was on there.
Yeah.
Who else? Jack Jenkins. He's on there.
Broke his arm against Chepe.
And also Matus Raumbecki. He's on there.
I have to get these out
He
because
got his ass
3-1 in
handed to him,
UFC.
though.
3-1 in the UFC. Prospect.
But
One
he's
fight's not
old.
gonna-
He's older dude though.
He is an older dude.
Yeah.
I have to say these
And
because
Patty was in my champs too.
yeah, Patty was one that I
no.
slipped me, which is crazy.
No, fuck him.
These three
He didn't make
guys,
shit for me.
these three guys didn't make the list only because they're 6 fights in the UFC, not 5. Well, at least 2 of these guys. I'll start with this one. This one's actually got 10, but it's Mario Batista.
Batista.
Mario Batista, dude. I mean, come on.
I like Batista.
He's currently on a
Yeah.
6-fight win streak, 1 KO, 3 subs, notable wins, Brian Kelleher, Ricky Simone. I mean, he's a rising star.
beat Blackshear.
He's a rising star.
Kelleher
yeah, beat
sucks.
Black. Yeah.
said it
Another
earlier.
one.
He did yeah.
Another
That's
one
true.
with 6 fights in the UFC, which is
Job
probably one of all of our favorites. Black Jag, Carlos Solberg.
Ah,
Yeah.
He's a
right
rising.
at
He's a
6.
rising star.
I agree.
You can't deny.
I agree.
He's only got 6 fights. He's a rising star.
Not
So-
much of a like a promotional push for him.
No. I don't know why. He's
well,
a
he
fucking,
was just on Nina, and he was hilarious on
He's
it.
like that's not like UFC shit though.
Like the UFC's not
It's-
like pushing him.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think they will. I think
But
they
he's
will.
like the definition of a poster boy. Like,
Yeah.
look at the guy.
And he's awesome. But we just saw his last win in person, and it was awesome.
That's great.
And then the other one, the obvious one, Shavkat, 6 fights in the wins
Yeah.
in the UFC. Give me a fucking break.
I thought you were gonna say Kamzat.
Well, I can
He
say
is
that too.
7-0.
Kamzat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but he sneezes all the time and he doesn't fight.
Yeah.
And he just scammed a bunch of people out of a bunch of
Hey,
Yeah, and he's probably in trouble. Shavkat though is 6 fights in the UFC.
I'm gonna throw one out there that the night we saw Oldberg kill Minifield,
Yes,
we also saw T-Rex get killed
by
by Esteban Rivavex
Yes.
from Argentina. He's fucking nasty.
he is nasty.
How many
he-
fights
he-
do you have?
I think he's like 2-1.
Fuck, dude, that guy's nasty.
He's nasty.
And we didn't see it in person, but he is like a durable motherfucker. Like he's like
Yeah, yeah.
Daniel Zellhuber. Like
Yeah.
he can take.
We didn't have to
punishment.
see it. He just made work of that.
There
Yeah.
was, other than Robalise, there's been 0 heavyweights mentioned.
Heavyweights is tough.
Like zero.
That's
Tough.
like
I-
on brand.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I
There's
thought about it.
been none.
I tried to put a heavyweight
I
in
did
mine.
too.
I had a couple light
who
heavyweights.
is there?
That's why Robalise was.
I mean, if it wasn't 5 fights or less, Jelton Almeida. I know Chad hates him, but he's on there.
Australian. How many fights does he have?
Australian.
The boy we want to love so bad, but he's been fucking us. He's probably had way too many fights for this.
Ty?
Oh, Ty?
Two of
Oh,
us.
Oh, he's had a
Yeah,
fuckload,
no.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
he's not terrible.
John Silva, if he beats Drew Dober tonight,
We'll see.
if he does,
Will
though,
he?
Oh, you can be,
he's
up
fucking
there?
in there.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Agreed.
But Shavkat needs to be on the list, boys, and he would be number 1. If we went 6 fights or less, he would be he'd be number 1 on everybody's list.
I just made it-
don't consider him rising.
What a
At this
could
point.
have
I don't either.
But no,
A
but
lot
like
of
he's
the-
gonna be a star.
He's
because
like
he's
rising
A lot of
past
your
us.
guys
He's not
I
getting
don't
beat, though.
say as rising stars.
But he's
I
not
consider
gonna
them
get-
already stars.
Who's beating him?
See, but
He's not
I
a
think
star.
you believe in him way more than I do.
I'm not even a big fan necessarily, but I'm saying he's going to go. His run is not over. Like his run is just beginning. I think.
When's the last
Just
time
like
he fought?
Islam. Huh?
When's the last
Jeff
time?
Neal?
That was a long time ago.
Was it Jeff Neal?
Jeff Neal's fought 4 times since
Pull
then.
it up, Mr. Tapology man.
He's lost 4 really good fights since then.
Just saying, dude. Like he's
I don't know if it was
he's
Jeff
20-1 in his professional record. 18.
18-0.
Oh, 18-0. Okay,
It was
never mind.
Wonder Boy. That's what it was.
18-0, 6-0 in the UFC.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Wonder Boy.
He beat Wonder Boy, Jeff Neal, Neil Magny. Ever heard of
So
any of
it's
those guys?
been,
Alex
what?
Oliveira.
6-7 months.
And look, round 1, round 2,
And
round
Jeff
1,
Neal
round
had him
2,
hurting.
round 3, round 2. Nobody's ever gone out of in 417 D like at the beginning of round 3, right? Or is that into it?
What?
Does 417 mean there's
It's-
less than a minute
it's
left?
two.
There's 2 seconds left of that round.
No.
2.
4:58 round 2.
No, 417.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
33 seconds.
Yeah.
left.
okay. Well, regardless, I mean, nobody has even came close to
yeah,
doing
yeah,
anything
yeah.
to this guy so
43.
far. And the guys he's beat are really good. He would have beat Kelvin.
I mean, he's if there was no like 5 fights or less rule. He's probably
he's
in there.
he's on
Not
the
on
league.
Chad's
Yeah.
list, but
He's on the list.
Yeah, I just went off of
He gets in the
guys that
club.
like he's already got a name. He's at number 3 in the world.
that's what
went
everyone
off
knows. This guy.
stars.
But hold on, we have number 3 in the world's on our list.
I don't.
Albazi.
I do not.
Albazi and
It's
Kayla
Albazi.
Harrison.
Kayla
I mean,
Harrison.
Kayla Harrison.
I
yes.
do not.
And
I don't
Albazi.
have
That's
either
Those
one of
people,
those on
Kayla
my list.
Harrison and Albazi were my 2
So, like,
highest ranked.
And that's
Yeah.
the thing, like, people get fast tracked by the UFC. People get chosen by the UFC to become stars, so therefore they're already going to be in the top 5, but that does, with less than 5 fights or 5 fights or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So, like,
but
I don't like that
The thing is,
criteria.
you have to make a criteria, otherwise you're going to be
No,
here
yeah.
for fucking.
I know.
Ever.
For
So
sure.
Last one.
It's either
wanna
that or you make
mention,
0 rules, and it's
You're
just
gonna like this
all-
one, Yasmin Howergy.
yeah,
I love her. She's awesome. Kind of low key hot. Doesn't try to be hot, and she can strike her ass off.
she is literally on my here. Can strike her dick off.
Yes, she's great. All right.
What if she wakes up every morning and does strike your dick off?
Anything else? Anybody want to say
No,
anything
it's a
else?
cool list.
I'm-
Obviously, mine's way different. I went prospect wise instead of
Good.
rising stars.
You got wild
So,
with it.
You're now officially our prospect guy from now on.
I hope all your prospects come true, Chad.
Well, Josh Van just got knocked out.
Yeah, well, he was
Yeah.
on my list.
That's a real bummer.
He was on my list.
That sucks, bro.
That sucks.
I think first person to be champ on my list.
Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison.
Second person to be champ on my list. Natalia Silva or Daniel Zellhuber or Michael Morales maybe.
On your list? Let me see your list again. Out of Diego Lopez?
Yeah.
Or
maybe-
even
maybe
Urseg?
Lopez. Maybe Lopez.
Or
Urseg.
Urseg, he's gonna have to wait a while to get
Yeah.
another
Maybe
shot
one more
at it.
fight.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Bo Nickel?
Good.
No,
Definitely.
no,
He's gonna wait.
Maybe.
All right. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think of rising stars in the UFC.
And prospects.
And your definition of rising stars.
Yeah.
Guys, listen.
First thing you should say is your definition of rising stars.
And these lists are not as easy as you fuckers think they are.
This
This
was
shit-
with 5 fights or less. in
Every
the
one of
UFC.
these lists we were making take a lot of time and thought, and we still fuck up on these fucking
I fucked up
lists.
hard.
Yeah, Diego Lopez.
I'm sorry,
Mr.
man.
Lopez
I know.
fan.
I
though.
did.
Yeah, the fact-
Saucy?
the fact you completely forgot
I-
about him is wild.
I tried and did a fuckload of research for this.
The
too, is
reason
bad
why
part.
the reason why I didn't put Patty on the list
I
is
have
because
3
I thought
pages of
Patty had
research.
more than 5 fights.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
forgot
Patty had
about
6 or
Petrino.
7.
Petrino was my.
Petrino, I did.
forgot about
I
him.
left out.
Okay, yeah, fuck you guys.
Diego Lopez,
but
Diego Lopez, Vitrino.
But it's because we all
Let's
love Diego.
compare.
Ah, fuck
Let's
you guys.
compare.
Everyone on the planet knows Diego Lopez.
They have the
Yes.
same amount of fights
Yeah.
in the UFC.
The guys that we forgot
Same
about,
record.
we
They're both
don't
4-1.
love though.
They're both 4-1.
The guys that we love,
Okay,
you
but
didn't
don't
even
try and
care
argue.
about.
Same.
Who are you
Stardom.
more of a fan of?
Same. Petrino.
Oh, you're a piece of shit.
No,
Shit.
get the fuck out of here.
On
All
that
right.
note, fuck Dylan.
Diego Lopez slaps. Dylan's a hater. See ya.
Thanks for watching. At HR Podcast, Instagram, at Hungover Handwrite, TikTok. Socials on the screen right now. Go follow those. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Later.